church is attacked with fire and egging during worship service. Sunshine Cathedral in Fort Lauderdale was attacked during Sunday services on September 24th. The Sunshine Cathedral is where the Happening Out television studios are located and where we are broadcasting now. During the 9 a.m. service, a presumed anti-LGBTQ+ person placed a sign in the ground in front of the church, along with a bag of feces, and then set them on fire. The message was not seen before it was burned. Fort Lauderdale police and fire responded to the attack. This morning, the church reported a second attack of a second time in front of the cathedral as approximately 24 eggs were thrown at the church. Police were called and responded. Sunshine Cathedral has received several threats over LGBTQ+ issues and has been vandalized with hate-filled signs on the buildings in the last year. Sunshine has a weekly international streaming television broadcast, the only one of its kind in the world, and the church visibility may have contributed to these types of attacks. Sunshine houses an active youth services and senior daycare program, expansive food sharing programs, and many community recovery meetings. The campus is home to one of the world's largest LGBTQ+ music groups, the Gay Men's Chorus of South Florida, and its artistic director, Gabe Salazar, is part of Sunshine's music ministry. Police now have a suspect in the attacks on Sunshine Cathedral from security video. There has been a disturbing rise in threats against the LGBTQ+ community in 2023, and many, especially in Florida and Texas, suggest that the growing conservative GOP and evangelicals have spurred these type of actions. Reverend Dr. Durrell Watkins, Senior Minister of Sunshine Cathedral, said of the vandalizer, quote, "We have no idea what sort of pain he is in or what has motivated him to act in such an unpleasant way. We can only assume he is experiencing some sort of mental dysfunction, and we hope he gets the care he needs. While he may not recognize our sacred value, we do affirm the divine spark in him. Even so, he can't be allowed to harass or threaten our worshiping community. With so much hatred in the world, our message of love is needed as much as ever, and we have every intention of sharing that message with as many people as possible." End quote. Queer News Tonight will continue to follow this breaking news. Well, it's sad that we're reporting on this. This building, in my opinion, it just reaffirms the fact of how important this campus is. When they did the repaint of Sunshine Cathedral Square, and it's crystal clear on the outside, as those pictures were showing you, rainbow embracement of our community. It attracts some individuals, and it attracts detractors. This is a little more significant. We reported extensively on the signage attack last year, but this is starting a fire in the moments of people inside the cathedral that are worshiping on a Sunday. And then the brazenness to come back again and throw eggs at the cathedral. They have it all on video camera, but it is a disturbing trend that is going on. And also, we have reported at Queer News Tonight so much of these kind of activities going on all over the country. Protested drag events, protested pride events, the Proud Boys, the Moms for Liberty, and. Yeah. But it does come home right to the gayest place on planet Earth here in Fort Lauderdale and Walton Manors.
I'm concerned about copycats. And he was pretty brazen to come during Sunday service with all the people that attend the church and him being the only person, but that was pretty ballsy, and so.
You mentioned the signage attack that happened last July. Mm-hmm. A source close to this investigation has told me they think they may be related. So when we identify, or this person has been identified, when this person is found, I believe there may be a closure to the case from a year ago. But that said, the church has also told me that there has been a huge rise in the number of hate emails that they get. So that's a warning. Most of them are just, keyboard warriors lashing out to impress, their QAnon friends on the dark web or whatever. But Steve, can we come back to the pictures or that video of the eggs? Because each of those eggs could be a bullet. Mm-hmm. With an automatic rifle, each one of those eggs could have been 10 or 15 bullets.
Yeah.
And so at some point they're going to be. The people who work at this church and on the campus, and that includes, and they come here every day. I come here for an hour a night, a couple times a week. Yeah, there's some risk. But there are people, Al, you're here much of the day. Certainly our crew, Steve, Darren, and David are here all day. The staff over at the main sanctuary and their offices, they're here all day and they're sitting ducks. We're at a place where mass shootings don't even get front page coverage anymore. There was something out in Oregon last week. I didn't even see it till I scrolled down a little bit on the CNN homepage. Wow. We're not paying attention, but we need to pay attention. For God's sakes, I hope this community, the Fort Lauderdale, the South Florida LGBTQ plus community, pays attention to this, because those eggs aren't eggs. They are so much more.
And you make me think, like, as a transgender woman, oftentimes I go out and about in society, and I walk in the supermarket and like 9 out of 10 people know I'm trans. And I have this thought sometimes when I'm out in public, like, oh my God, like, am I going to run into some really hateful person that's going to come up on me and, hit me or shoot me? Because, like, for a lot of people in the LGBTQ community, they can kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, help me, guys.
They can pass?
Well, pass, but there's another word I was looking for. Basically blend in with society, right. Unless like you say, right. Oh, I'm gay, or if you're very effeminate. But for a lot of trans people, we're not able to blend in. Right. So like, it seems like I feel like I'm a target all the time, in a way. I try not to live in fear. I try not to. And I live my life and I go out and about. But I have to admit, like when you were just talking about being a sitting duck, like I have those sitting duck moments where I'm out in public and I'm thinking, oh dear Lord, like, is something going to happen? So.
Has there been a call to action from the city to have enhanced police protection here during services? I mean, again, we've already, as you said, we've seen shootings in churches, in temples, and so if we're inciting these people, and this may be the start of something, as you said, I have not seen coverage of this on our local mass media outlets here in South Florida, but had this been at a temple or a bigger Catholic church or Protestant church in the area, would it get the same attention if it was a hate crime on those same facilities?
Well, the news is just breaking. Sunshine did just put it out today.
Okay.
That it happened. Okay. The police report from Sunday just went online like yesterday.
Okay.
I have reached out to the police investigators. The mayor is out of town right now, but I do have a call out to him. And I do have a call out to I'm going to see Chief Gary Blocker tonight at City Commission. So hopefully we can find out if there are anything else. I know both agencies work hand in hand with the Joint Terrorism Task Force. And certainly don't let the eggs fool you. This is terrorism. This is terrorism. And so they work with them. They monitor for threats. But at the end of the day, a lone wolf is going to be a lone wolf.
Yes.
But it also starts at the top. It starts at the governor and the lieutenant governor, who's also on the same place that the governor is. This is all coming from leadership. This is coming from the top. And again, once again, they're being given permission to do these kinds of things.
They lend license. License to these, these people.
Yeah. Well, the Republicans have always said God, gays, and guns. And right now, Sunshine Cathedral and Fort Lauderdale are at the intersection of all three.
I think also it should be incumbent on us in terms of a reporting of this breaking news. I think the church response is very responsible.
Yes.
Which is there's a tone of forgiveness.
Yes.
The person who attacks, and sensitivity of perhaps even the deranged mentality that's going on in this. But I also think, in having conversation today with the cathedral, that they're not going to retrench from events like this. It's going on a lot. The behind the scenes of the threats have escalated significantly over the last couple of years, but especially in 2023. The more emboldened that the governor has gotten, the more emboldened radical voices that think that this is the way to solve their problems, even to the boldness of starting a fire while there are church services going on. I think the church's response and the community's response, I hope, will follow like the church's, which is we will not be intimidated, and we're not going to go away, and we're going to stand up to it. And if you expect us to cower into a dark closet, we're not going. And I think the church's response was loud and clear on that today. And we will, at Core News Tonight, continue to cover this closely.